Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Andrew Krauss. I'm one of the co-founders here at InventRight. We're going to be talking about prototypes. So this is going to be a short educational video on the different kinds of prototypes. And yes, we offer all these services as well at inventright.com. So there are two major paths you can go down. You can license the product for royalties, or you can manufacture and sell the product yourself. Both of these paths require a prototype. And in addition to just needing a prototype of one kind or another, we're going to get into the types here in a second, we would all agree that every inventor on the face of the planet would love to see their product come to life. So that, I don't think there's any inventor that's watching this that's not like, nah, I don't want a prototype. I don't want to see my product come to life in one shape or another. But what form is that going to take? There are three major types of prototypes. We do all three. Let's get into it. All right, so the first type of prototype that you can do is a 3D computer generated prototype. And this could be photorealistic or not photorealistic, but the benefit is you can make it look exactly like you want the product to look because it's on a computer. It's not something physical you can touch. You're going to be seeing some pictures of 3D computer generated prototypes up on the screen. As you can tell, this is not an engineering drawing. It's not a patent looking drawing. This is like, oh, wow, I can see exactly what this product's going to look like, maybe from different angles, things like that. So that's what a 3D computer generated prototype is. Our members at InventRight and people we help at InventRight do that really often for licensing. It's probably not going to work if you're selling your product, you're trying to get investors. They want to see a prototype, a working prototype quite often, but it could. So you can see how amazing some of these pictures are. We don't have time to show them all, but you've seen a few while I'm talking here. So hopefully that helps you understand what a 3D computer generated prototype is. All right, the next type of prototype is a physical prototype, something you can hold, okay? And that's what most of you think of as a prototype, right? It can take so many different forms. It could be 3D printed. It could be molded with silicone. It could be cannibalized by taking existing products and chopping them up and changing it up. It could be a combination of these things. There's endless ways that you can make a physical prototype. Most of you don't have the skills to do that. We have people that can do that here at InventRight. So if you're going to be manufacturing and selling the product yourself, almost 100% of the time, you're going to need a physical prototype. If you're licensing, it can be incredibly beneficial. And sometimes people will get interest with 3D prototype and they're like, now we want to see a physical prototype. Or you can do it from the get-go. It really depends on the product. But if you need a physical prototype, we can do it. You can see some examples up here on the screen. Sometimes people go, I'll just 3D print it. Well, that's not as easy as you think. Because in order to 3D print something, the machines can just print it, but you have to create the computer-aided design. You have to create all that. That takes quite a bit of work. Now, sometimes the prototypers are molding it. Sometimes they're, not talking about an injection mold where you're making thousands. I'm talking about like one or two or three or four. Sometimes they're cannibalizing existing products. Sometimes it's a combination. There's so many ways you can make a physical prototype. But the first one we cover is 3D computer generated. Second one we're talking about right now, which you're seeing all these products up on the screen, is a physical prototype. You pretty much absolutely have to have it if you're going to manufacture and sell the product yourself. And it can be extremely beneficial if you're licensing your product. So now let's jump on to the third type of prototype. All right, the third type of prototype is I call it a production-ready prototype or a scalable manufacturing prototype. This is a prototype that it's not just a prototype that works, oh, well, this is cool, I can use it, but it's a prototype that is made with manufacturing in mind, because anybody can make a prototype, but does it have manufacturing in mind? Is this the way it would be made when you're going to make 10,000, 50,000, 500,000, 2 million units? And this is extremely important to take into account if you're manufacturing and selling the product yourself. It's really kind of a waste of time if you're going to manufacture and sell a product yourself if you don't have a product that is a prototype that is production ready or scalable. You have to do that. And this is very important. Inventors mess up on this. I've seen inventors get prototypes done, buy a prototyper and they're all happy with it, and a company's like, I wouldn't even make it that way. The injection mold couldn't do that. So you have to determine, do you just need a prototype or do you need a manufacturing ready or scalable prototype? Okay. So when you're licensing, a lot of times you can work it out. You're like, oh yeah, I think they can work that out. And you don't have to have that. When you're selling your product yourself, you have to have that worked out 100% of the time. You need a manufacturing ready or scalable prototype if you're manufacturing yourself 100% of the time. And you need to talk to your prototyper about that. Oh yeah, I can make it like this, and then it would never be manufactured like that, so then your prototype is kind of useless. So that's very, very important. So you're seeing some examples of production-ready prototypes up on the screen here. So the first option is a 3D computer-generated prototype. The second one is a physical prototype. And then the third one is a scalable or production-ready prototype. Those are the three main prototypes. And yes, InventRight offers all three of these services. We can do all three of these types of prototypes. But maybe you're not interested in having us do it. No problem. Now you've been educated with the different types of prototypes and some of the things that you need to think about. If you want to reach out to us on InventRight.com. And you can reach out to us about prototypes, about helping you license products, or anything else. So check out InventRight.com. My name is Andrew Krauss. I'm one of the co-founders here. Take care and keep inventing. See you guys.
Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.